The War for Cybertron toy line was something truly special to celebrate the earliest concepts of the Transformers franchise all the way through the Beast era. The Legacy Trilogy, however, was the love letter that a 40-year franchise deserved, bringing in concepts and characters from the entire lifespan of Transformers. It was exciting as a fan, because it felt like anyone or anything from any line had the potential to show up in a modern plastic form. The line was a celebration of all things Transformers, and while not every concept was a home run, still not sure what the point of Evo Fusion was, there's no denying that this line brought with it the fun and excitement that collectors and fans have been craving, providing that dopamine hit that I think a lot of people need right now. This line gave us so many gems, and honestly, I could have probably done a top 20, but I'm lazy. So let's take a look at my top 10 favorites from the 3 incredible years of Transformers Legacy. If one toy could sum up the idea that anyone could show up in Legacy, it might be G-Axis. For the first time in history, we were gifted a comic-accurate rendition of this G2 big baddie. And well, he's pretty awesome. Yes, the white plastic is a little soapy, and stock G-Axis does suffer from a gappy cockpit in vehicle mode. But I still love this figure. The details are fantastic, from the exposed wires in the legs, the ridiculous color scheme, that signature G2 scowl on his face. G-Axis was a badass in the comics, and a pretty interesting character for a 90s villain. It's a shame that in the pantheon of Decepticon commanders, he's kinda forgotten. But that makes this release all the more special. He's goofy to look at, he's fun to play with and transform, and he just looks incredible, lording it over the shelf in all his extreme 90s broodiness. Motormaster is one of those designs that never quite translated in his original form. Not until the modern-day Commander class have we really seen his design brought to life in a modern way that makes sense. As a figure, Legacy Motormaster had to pull off quite a lot, and I have to say, he does it all really well. The vehicle mode is pretty great, pulling off a successful rendition of the truck cab, and a mostly successful, all but liberties taken version of his trailer. But it's his buttery smooth conversion to robot mode that I really like, with some of the coolest mass-shifting illusions in the legs to pull off his signature look from the show. While the trailer does form an obligatory afterthought base mode, it also uses the space in a clever yet obvious way to create a framework for the combined form in Menasor. This new style isn't to everyone's taste, but it does create a fairly stable and posable combiner that brings to life the aesthetic from the show's design that we've never seen before. The beauty of any Megatron is that they can take on all sorts of shapes and designs, with more artistic license than, say, an Optimus Prime. Armada Megatron leans into the intimidation factor of the character, with his massive horny head, towering shoulder armor, and powerful hip cannon. This design cranks up the power of a Megatron to 11, and it looks fantastic. Taking the original Armada look and throwing in some much-needed modern articulation, we are now gifted a beautifully sculpted and decently articulated baddie of the first installment of the Unicron trilogy. Now, the loss of some gimmicks does kinda take away what made an Armada design, well, an Armada design. But from a collector standpoint, I kinda prefer this take, as it's more of a grown-up version of the over-the-top design for the now grown-up fans that started with the Armada trilogy. If there's 2 things I love about Transformers, it's when they find clever ways to repurpose a mold, and when they bring back deep-cut characters, especially Japanese characters that were never released on this side of the pond. Seeing Astrotrain get done up as Galaxy Shuttle from Transformers Victory is honestly genius. I never bothered with Siege Astrotrain, so as my first and only experience with this mold, I was pretty impressed. The colors are fantastic, the new head sculpt is excellent, and recoloring the Train Tinder launchpad as the countdown set was just icing on the cake for me. Now, the sticklers will say, well, he's not accurate to Galaxy Shuttle. Or,
Galaxy Shuttle wasn't a triple changer.
To which I say, too bad, I like it, it's fun. Enter the Dragon! When I really started getting into Beast Wars, this was one of the coolest moments in the show for me. I absolutely loved this design. And while I liked the original toy, it never quite hit the mark for me on looking the part. But this Legacy version absolutely nails it. Gone is the rubbery dragon neck. In place, a series of ball joints that allow the figure to pose and stay posed any way I could want. This is the figure I dreamed of owning back in the 90s. And while I still prefer his original Transmetal look for the character, I will not lie and say that this isn't awesome as well. The robot mode isn't as impressive, desperately in need of some additional color to break up the reds and purples, but that dragon form is absolute fire.
Me, Grimlock, say you smart now. So me, Grimlock, say smart humans support channel. Or me, Grimlock, kick butt.
Me, Sludge, kick butt too.
Guys, we've been through this. You can't threaten them.
Me, Grimlock, kick your butt too.
Me, Sludge, kick your butt too.
I never thought I'd miss Scourge. A triple threat to be sure. The Commander class is the gift that keeps on giving, and one of the coolest and certainly most unexpected inclusions in the line was Beast Wars Neo's Magmatron. Now, I've said before, this is not a figure I enjoy transforming, but I still really like the look overall. The individual dinosaurs are wonderfully detailed. The combined Chimera mode is just silly enough to make me happy, but sweet Primus. Magmatron's robot mode is a work of art that I cannot praise enough. The colors and details are fantastic, and the way all three beasts blend together is just a triumph in design. I can't promise this will be the last time I talk about Gears. I think it's because I went into this figure with zero expectations, because I honestly feel nothing for the character, but this is just an honest-to-Primus fun toy. He's fun to pose, he's fun to transform, he's fun to animate, he's just awesome. Enough said. Needlenose was a nothing character from the final few less loved and often ignored years of G1. Windsweeper was in the same boat. I came into G1 during this time, so naturally I am stoked to see these often forgotten characters make comebacks, especially with a design that is this freaking good. As much as I love the Windsweeper repaint, I actually have to give the number 3 spot to Needlenose though, because he didn't require a third-party add-on kit to make perfect. He just came out of the box, being awesome. This Commander Class edition of Armada Prime does what I wanted for the design back in the day, bringing this look to reality in a way that the gimmicky, auto-transforming mess of the original couldn't. His vehicle mode is bulky and fun. The base robot is a great, fresh look on the classic Prime design. Even his trailer and base mode don't completely suck, but the super mode is where it's at, giving some desperately needed articulation and style to a pretty cool look. Really, the biggest and only flaw with this figure is that he didn't come with his Minicon spark plug. Look, you can disagree with this pick all you want, but it's my frickin' list, and I frickin' love Dino King. 6 core class dinosaurs that transform into 6 Decepticon dolts that are just delightful. Fantastic colors, fun weapons, okay articulation for core class, but that combined mode is just awesome. Bringing these guys together is a treat, a symphony of elegance and simplicity that results in a bulky brute worthy of the name Dino King. I love this guy. This set is one of my favorites in a long time, and I'm so happy that he's in my collection. And there we have my top 10 releases from the Transformers Legacy era. This was a very difficult list to write, because there are so many good releases in this line. Who were your top figures in the Legacy era? Let me know in the comments below. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, try to stay happy.